Carthage must be destroyed. I'm going to do an unboxing video today because I have here an old Victrix box of Theban Armoured Hoplites, 5th to 3rd century BCE. So my local gaming store had one of the old box sets of Victrix, and this is how they used to box of things back in the day. Now, from my understanding, everything is put into plastic bags, and that's pretty much how all the other boxes, or rather, that's pretty much how the other models, I should say, were presented in at the local gaming store as well. All of the Victrix stuff comes in bags now, but this Theban Armoured Hoplite box must have been sitting around for a while, and I found it in the store, and I got it because I want to not only use them for an upcoming project, more about that stuff in the future, but they're going to be in some future business related stuff like that. But not only am I going to use it for that purpose, but I'm also very interested in doing the Greco-Punic wars. I do a lot of stuff with the Punic Wars already. If you've watched the channel before, it's usually been like the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st Punic War, which, as you guys know, is Rome versus Carthage. So it's more of the dealings between, the Roman dealings in Sicily and Italy, and then, eventually gets into, they get involved in Spain and North Africa and all that. But before that, historically, before the Romans started getting involved, most of the conflicts that the Punics got into with Sicily was with the Greeks, and they fought over that little space of land, south part of Italy there, for hundreds of years. I guess 300 odd years I've been telling people on Discord and stuff, and based on what I've read. So yeah, the Greeks were no strangers to being at war with Carthage, and since it's the hoplite era, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get some more hoplites, and we're going to open them up here today, old box style fashion, and take a look at it. The box has obviously been through some wear and tear. It's been sitting in the store for a while, I'm sure. So there was other options there. Why did I choose the Theban Armoured Hoplites? Well, I really like the Boeotian style helmet. Okay, and you can see here on the cover there, they've got that kind of fold there. This helmet style becomes like the main cavalry helmet, I believe, for Alexander, right? You often see this on Alexander's companion cavalries, and that comes from Thebes. It comes from the Boeotian, I think it's pronounced it right, the Boeotian part of Greece. And I just think it's a very unique and cool looking hoplite helmet, and that's what I want to base it on. So all of these models that I'm going to share with you here, as I open the box here, they are going to be used for the Greek city-states in southern Italy and Sicily. So one of the city-states there would be the major one. I think it's pronounced Syracuse. I don't know how to spell it or pronounce it rather in a traditional form. I'm going to say Syracuse, but that is like the major powerhouse of Greeks in that part of Sicily there. There's some other Greek colonies and other cities there that are in, I think it's, what is it? I can't pronounce the name. The Greek parts of southern Italy. Somebody can put in the comment section what the proper Latin or Greek term is for that. But they had a bunch of Greek colonies there. Syracuse was one of the major ones. And the idea is that when I take these hoplites here, the hoplites are going to be used to represent, of course, the Greek city-states fighting against the Carthaginians. And in addition to that, I also have the Samnite warriors, which can easily be used to represent the southern Italian allies that joined them. Syracuse also made use of Celts and Gauls and stuff like that as mercenaries, so I can definitely get some of those in. So it's almost just as, in a way, as colorful and interesting an army as Carthage would be, because they've got quite a few mercenaries, except it's more Greek-based than Libyan, Phoenician troops, right? And the other thing to keep a note too, I'm going kind of on a history a history spiel here. In the Greco-Punic wars, the Carthaginians made a lot more use of native North African troops, the Libyans and the Phoenicians. And when you get to the Punic wars against Rome, they start using more mercenary and outside forces because they kind of lose some pretty bad battles against the Greeks here and lose quite a few troops. And they'd stop using so many citizen troops and start using second citizens and mercenaries and the like. So anyway, if you get a pack of the old hoplites from Victrix, you're going to, I have 48 in the box here. You're going to get I'm just going to count them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's six sprues, followed with 8 guys per sprue. So there's 6 identical sprues. All of the stuff, if you want to do commands and stuff, are on there. Now remember, in this era, banners aren't really a thing, so you're not going to see big flags running around anywhere unless you're into the Persians or something like that. I think they had some form of that. Anyway, on the sprue here, and I think I've shared something like this similar with Immortal Gods unboxing, because it's also Victrix Hoplites they used in that kit too. But anyway, on each sprue you're going to get the, you get 4 bodies here, you get 4 hoplons there, 4 shields, and they come with the 8 guys there. Now, each sprue also is going to come with sidearms, right? I'll just give you guys a close-up there. Different types of swords. They got some smaller, I don't remember the names, like Zyphos and stuff like that, but they've got different kinds of swords you can outfit your guys with. Now, we can see here quickly that most of the armor here is the linothorax, right? That cloth kind of stuff they were wearing. But you do also get, per sprue, you get 2 guys in the bronze plate, right? So by this time, they've got a lot more of the cloth and the linen type armor going. You have 2 extra arms here because, as you can see, 2 of the hoplite soldiers here, they don't have the arm to hold the shields, right? It's the same thing here. So if you want to do all shield guys, you have that option to put them on there and then just put shields on as well. Now, unlike the other Victrix models that you might have held or seen before, they actually put all the spears separate on this kit. So how does that work? They do have on the side here the separate arms where you're going to be gluing in the spears. So you've got different arms where they've got hands that are holding they hold the spear closer to their body. You can maybe angle that if you want it pointing outwards. I'll probably do a vertical instead of a horizontal. You've got here the option to have a guy, giving a command instead of holding a shield. Maybe he's waving his hand around. You also have here, if you don't want to have the guys holding the shield in like this formation up against their body, you can put one of the shields on the ground and then he's kind of like casually holding his hand over top of one of the shields, okay? And then you've got here, you've got a hand. You're gonna have to do some chopping of one of the hands here, and you can see here that you've got a bit of an area to chop off and replace if you want to put a different hand on. You want to put this little sword on there. And then you've just got the sword arms, which are, looks very basic. They're already attached, and you can do what I did with my Romans. You can chop off the end sword there if you want to represent the sheath against the guy here. I should point out too, I like Victrix because they include the strap where you can glue the sword right on the back there. So, he's armed with a sword on the left there, and that strap represents that sword that they're holding around their shoulder, right? Now, this kit is essentially, up to this point, the same in all the kits. There might be some little variations, but when it comes to like the spears, the weapons, and the arms and such, and the bodies, and the shields, the kits between, I believe there's the Spartan kit, there's a Mercenary Hoplite kit, there's an Athenian Hoplite kit, and then there's the Theban. I think those are the 4 main kits. If there's another one from the original Hoplite kits, you guys can correct me. There's Hypathopus, and I can't pronounce that either. But there's some from the Alexandrian age that are a little different, built differently. But the first 4 major Hoplite kits are all like this. The big difference comes in the head styles and the accessories. You can see here that for these Theban hoplites, these hoplites from Thebes and Boeotia, they have these arms here with some kind of special draping around them, and I think that makes them look a little more elite. Maybe you want to do the Sacred Band of Thebes or something to make them stand out, and you can have a little extra there, so you get a few more options than just making them all bare armed hoplites. And then the funnest part on these kits, in my opinion, let's find it here, is to look at the heads. The heads on each kit is different, and here, it's getting the light there, and you got all the different guys with the different heads and such, and here all their helmets are following that kind of curved Boeotian style. So it's almost, it's a very unique looking hoplite helmet, in my opinion, and that's kind of why I like it. And I guess it was really good for the cavalrymen, as I was saying earlier, for Alexander's companion cavalries. That's kind of the helmet style that they adopted. Now, is this the kind of helmet style they'd be using in the Italian, Greek city-states for the project I want to do? I don't know. It's probably a mix of things, because they'd have the Greek mainland, and then they'd have mercenaries, and then they'd have the Italian influence in there as well. Maybe I'll make some of these Greek guys with some, even Etruscan or, Brutii, or Southern Italian state helmets. Some of the Roman stuff even could maybe work if it's closer to the Pyrrhic Wars or something like that. But in any case, I like these helmets. I think they're very stylized and very unique. Every kit also gives you like a couple or one of the bare-headed hoplites. I don't really like those as much. I like the guys with the helmet. And I like adding, these plumes on top of this kind of helmet. And I think it's the box. Where did I put that box? The box has one here that I think looks really cool. I'll definitely put this in here. Like that to me is a very unique looking hoplite with that kind of helmet, with the plume, with the comb on the top. Because typically you see something like that, but that comb on the top just looks really cool, I think. Anyway. So yeah, there's not a whole lot more to look at in this kit, really, because I've done the unboxings before, but I just thought, for a change in what I've been doing with Lion Rampant and stuff, show you guys some more ancient models and talk about some other plans I want to do. And of course, later on I'll reveal what I'm going to work on with these hoplites for the business side of things. But yeah, that's the unboxing of that. I'll also show you guys here. They do give you a little instruction booklet here and drawings of each thing. Then it tells you here how each thing works. You got these two little side tassels here you can put on the sides. I think that's what the Hypacifists have later on, like the Alexandrian ones. They kind of use more of that helmet style, a little more of the Theban style, and then you can put these little side plumes on there. Again, they also, as I was showing you guys here, they come, if you want to put these fancy little drapes on the shields, I don't know the proper term, you can do that. But basically Victrix in the old packs especially always had a good outline on how to build guys and put them together. And then you open it up here, and this one gives you some history on Thebes, talks about the Sacred Band in there if you want to do it. And each kit they do that. And then they give you some rules for, I forget what the game is. Great Escape Games here. I don't know what kind of connection they had. But they had some rules and stuff with one of the, I forget the Rising Paul, there's another game. The Rising, Clash of Empires. I guess that's the game. I've never played that game. I stick with Hail Caesar and other games, but there's just a little information there if you want to, if it's the first time getting Greeks and you don't know much about them, you can start with a little bit of history here and maybe get some information. So that's all I want to do for the unboxing on the Theban hoplites there and talk about my project. The other cool thing I just want to share with you quick, not a whole lot to say on it here, is I got this for $2. It's the old Foundry Ancients buying guide. And it was just cute because it was $2. And, I love old Foundry models. They've been around for a time and they're definitely showing their age, but they've just got so much character and class for the era. And you can always go to Wargames Foundry and find plenty of these models still if you want to see them. Now these are ancient. Some of their stuff they've also thrown in some, I wouldn't consider the medieval times ancient, but I mean, I guess to today's standards they're ancient. But they throw in some of the medieval stuff and Dark Age stuff in here as well. And I'm not going to go through the whole book or anything, but I just thought it was kind of cute to pick this up for $2. And it also, and there's even the old, it's fun because this is from a generation long ago. There's the old mail order system in the back, right? When I was a kid, this is how you ordered models. I remember Games Workshop would send that stuff out. Look, they even tell me where I can find Foundry. If that's the same address today, I will bring this book when I go to England and try and go to Nottingham just to find them. If that's the same address, I have the map to find them. Beautiful. So, anyway. And then, they got the Warhammer ads and stuff in there from way back in, the historics. But the one cool thing in this book here is that they give you all of the people, so I like Steve Sala's stuff, they give you a little bit of history of each of their line, which is also cool. It's not like I don't know if you can just go pick this up anymore. It's just a random find at the store, old bargain bin. But I like it because at the top here, they say this on their website, they tell you the information here. I like it because they tell you all the stuff people have sculpted. And, the Perry brothers have sculpted, everything, If you go to the Perry website now, it's more of their, latest, their own business stuff. But if you go to Foundry, you can buy so much of their old stuff, which is just really cool. So if you like the Perry stuff now and you want some of their classic stuff, you got to go to Foundry and check that stuff there. Even for the Greeks, looking back here, here's Steve Sala and Nick Collier here. Mark Copplestone's in there as well. But even some of their old Greeks, they're dated. They might not look quite the same with Victrix. But if you just want some alternative models as to sit in some units, or you like that old style, yeah, Foundry's still really, really cool and legitimate. I actually need some crewmen for some artillery I want to do for this era. So I might, end up going onto their website and picking something out. So, and they just put a little history in it. I just think that's so cool. They got history in there from the different things, right? They got Egyptian history in here, Babylonians. So I just think the old books back in the day were just chock full of information, be it the historical, even Warhammer books had a lot of lore and little stuff. This is a lot of for the value back in the day. And now a lot of stuff's online, or, you know, you just order it. But I just thought it was cool to share that at the end of this video. So anyway, that's my Theban unboxing and a quick little look at this Foundry's Ancient, you know, just for fun that I picked up. Now, as I said, if you get these Victrix guys, they are in bags and the like, but it's the same contents more or less. So you can, if you get the bag of them, you can expect that. The price is the same too. I think it's something similar to that. Anyway, that's it for today. Just a quick reminder that there is a Kickstarter that I'm running that's still going on. You can find it if you check Heraldic Waterslide Decals for Wargaming Part 3. If you search that on the Kickstarter, there's about a week left of that. So if you want to check that out, check that out. Thank you all for looking at that and backing it. I really appreciate it. And other than that, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.